Starfighter General, we have warp drive where the stars are actually the real stars you go to. Aim at the star you want to go to and the real stars warp around you. Currently in Starfighter General are enemies that say cool trash talk before they fight you.
Haven't you?
So, I'm adding all sorts of stuff in
You
here.
have a problem?
There's an inventory page I got going in here.
Well, now you have another problem to deal with. Looters become looted, while time and tide makes mercenaries of us all.
That's some of the,
Neverland, junk rats are nothing to worry about. We're only up for trash. But I can turn you into salvage.
so that's like the mobs, you know, the basic stuff.
Critical error. Everything nominal.
Ah, it is you. And you know
This is like the base stuff, like
at long last
working
we
on
meet
the
again
base
for
a
the
little bit.
first time.
have inventory
For the
going
last
in.
time for one of
Multiplayer has already been
us.
in for a
I need
while.
no introduction.
I have to have
I am
something
a generic
people to come
anime
play.
boy Enterprise Nation,
know?
known as Gaben. Now you must know my backstory. When I was young, I had to defend my dogs. Barista, adored e-taxi driver, pointless.
So I figured just like show you some of the mobs. They're kind of cool. Like they have a thing going on.
Flying squirrel.
Earth's spinning pretty
and
fast.
I lost my left ear, which led.
I'm gonna have it so you can get a big fleet and
So now you must die.
yeah.
My ship is class Dart. I'm a shark, so I call my ship the Shark. Wait, why do people laugh at me? All the other sharks scare the crap out of people.
I'm an architect of death, and you need boulders.
Ah,
Anyway, so those guys are the generic anime boys. Run like Mad Libs. They're pretty cool. Those are my mobs right now. I'm adding dynamic NPCs coming up now. My answer to Path of Exile's talent tree and Diablo 2's skill tree is coming up next.
So I thought to myself, oh yes, try and destroy your world.
I'm gonna send. This is Ascension. Check it out. It's Ascension. It's so cool. I leveled up so I can put my Ascended Mastery points in. Check this out. Look at this thing. This is cool. There's gonna be a cool sound in the background. Alright, I want mastery points. I want Guardian cells, right? This is Guardian cell, right? That's Tractor Beam has. This is Armor Nana has? Armor Nana. Look, I have the wrong icon for Armor Nana. Hall Armor. Hall Nana is over there. No, that's right for Guardian. I can't get the Hall Nanas though. Anyway. This is my answer to Path of Exile's talent tree. I have more nodes, wilder stuff in it, and it's just cool looking, right? I'm not saying it's better than Path of Exile, but they were influenced by D2, and I'm influenced by them, and it's just an escalation of cool stuff, right? It's a great story mission. Everybody loves it, and the crew members you get to keep even in the MMO because they're dimensional versions of themselves.
Well, I found the coordinates to your home base, and what a fine base it is. It would be a shame if something so catastrophic were to happen to it. I suggest you strengthen your defenses by building and upgrading your turrets.
Appreciate the advice, but I handle my own security. Not like this offer you have.
I see that. Intimidating. Very well, I have some associates, but I'm talking about pirates for now. They got something rightfully belongs to me. A power converter.
And why should I be interested in your local pirate problem you got there?
Guys, my friend, if you help me retrieve what's mine, I'll ensure your base remains untouched by any unfortunate events. Consider it a mutually beneficial agreement.
This all sounds terribly interesting. Give me a location on the map. I'll find the base and gather the information we need.
Looks like we got ourselves a little pirate problem, huh? Don't worry, kid. With me by your side, we'll make short work of these scallywags.
Glad to have you with me this show. Let's show these pirates what we're made of. Just put near the show.
So,
No, wait.
that's the storyline.
1% hit point. Alright, congratulations, Jim. You're dead.
I'll show you, that was the storyline. I'd like to show you the Ascended Master table. This is my answer to Path of Exile's,
Please press Alt F4.
Path of Exile's, couch, right?
I think I'm gonna try. There's a way to get like lots of experience. If you lead everybody on a wild goose chase through the asteroids.
What am I going
No,
to do today?
I'm not gonna kill you.
Besides talk to myself. Oh yes, try and destroy your world.
Next up is all the exciting features coming to Starfighter General. Please enjoy. Next patch would be skills. They're like Wasteland or Fallout. So the game was based off of a 1989 anthology design. Everybody said it was the best game they played. So I got skills coming in. I want to get, so you can build a bigger fleet. I want to be able to buy, sell, trade items. I want you to craft your items. And it's really complicated. Like the elements can, like, stuff can melt in your cargo bay or catch on fire, cause fumes in your ship. You know, it's very complicated, you know. Inventory. It's probably the most complicated inventory system ever made. But when you craft, it's crafted out of elements. So when people play this game, they will learn basic chemistry that they can use in real life, right? It's really complicated stuff. It's no surprise I invented interstellar travel in real life. Yeah, I'm the first person to invent interstellar travel in real life based on how scientifically technical I get about this game, right? So Elon is actually interested in this. Sam Altman's talking about me. The idea is you send self-replicating robots to Mars, Phobos, Deimos, like the MERV, right? And these robots, the camera and the CPU is external to the robots. The robots just electric motors, right? So electric motors are just made of wires that are spun, right? So how do you make wires that are spun? Well, you have the robots, after they deploy, they put solar towers out and everything. They'll grab Martian dirt and put it into a smelter. Smelter will heat it up really good and form ingots, right? These ingots can then be extruded to wire. Now you have wire, you spin it. Now you have electric motors. You just slap those motors onto another robot, until like a metal chassis. You have another robot, right? So you make a couple robots, and then you start making solar towers all around Mars, with the limitation about how many robots you can have per board. You make solar towers all around Mars, and it recursively covers Mars in solar towers, and which create electricity by you put an electric motor on the right hand roll, makes a generator. So you just imagine covering Mars in solar towers. Now you have electricity. Then you have these robots that are AI driven. They can separate elements any way you want. They can do factory work just like on Earth, right? So you put all the radioactive material in places and make pebble grid reactors. That's more electricity. Phobos, Deimos, Mars, Venus, Mercury. And then all of a sudden, you conquered 5 planets. You have all this energy coming out of it. Now, with all this energy you got, and we have auto terraforming, we'll send the robots auto techiform Alpha Centauri. Then we'll send the seeds to plant the hydroponic gardens again, just like they did Mars, Phobos, Deimos, Venus, and Mercury, right? And then when we know it's a paradise, we can send people over there. One gravitational force there and back. It'll take about 30 years, but when they land, they won't starve to death. There'll be paradise planets to land. So yeah, I actually literally invented real technology just by making this game, right? So the game's coming up. Next thing's going to be his fleets, the skills, adjusted items around, crafting. Like I said, real life crafting. You people will get intelligent using it, and there's some other wild stuff here. Let's look at my notes real fast. This is exciting stuff. And after this, I'll tell you what I'm currently working on. Yeah, procedurally generated galaxies, conquer the galaxies. You can actually, lay claim by blowing stuff up with your pals. And then there's like a 2-hour window once a week. They can invade, like other players can invade you. Inventory crafting, NPCs act like real people. Yeah, before AI, it was even a thing. Added so they have your history, they have their goals, their motives. They go around the galaxy acting like real people, right? And they have a history of how they interact with you. It's called a Mendes system. I tried to market it to Take-Two, the people who make Rockstar games, like because. Say, imagine you're playing Grand Theft Auto, right? You're playing Grand Theft Auto, right? And you hit a guy with a baseball bat. Happens a lot of times. And he runs off, right? No, in their system, he's just a pooled. Well, he's not even a pooled player. He's just a randomly generated guy. But in my system, he's a pooled player. He remembers you get hit him with a baseball bat. So somewhat time down the line, you're down an alley. He and 8 other guys have baseball bats. And he goes, "Hey, man, remember when you hit me with a baseball bat? I like to play baseball, too. I just didn't have my team." And then they come at you with, like, 9 people with baseball bats, right? It's called the memento system. It remembers what you did. These players have their goals, their personalities. Imagine, like, Civilization. Civilization has, like, 8 bars for the rulers. I have, like, 122 bars, right? So it just rules your guys. The memento system. They act more. They role play better than actual players, in theory. Okay. You be able to recruit your story crew, dimensional resistance, like crew that only fight on your side of your shard or your dimension. Battlemon defense, recruit retainers, people who buy and sell for loot, but they'll fight well alongside you. Trading arbitrage, space magic, skills defined. Yeah, so auto trade is kind of cool. I'm gonna close this out right now, and then I'm going down to the tech I'm working on. So auto trade, the way auto trade works is this. The old, before eBay was around, there's they called it Usenet, and we would market our Magic the Gathering cards by how much we rate. Like, let's say, like Melodus is like 30 tokens, right? And dual lands are like 1 token, right? And then be like, if you give you 30 dual lands, you get a Lotus. But then like a Mox would be like 5 or something, You have these little numbers beside it, okay? So we'll be doing that in Starfighter General, where you assign the values of all your stuff depending on what you want. And then when you fly by a ship, their values are assigned. It'll automatically ask if you want to trade. It'll pop up a window. Trade. And since science fiction is sensory overload and fantasy is calming, it'll be pop up windows all over the place. It's kind of cool. We're trying to get sensory overload here, right? All right. That's enough for right now. That's the devlog for 5/28/2025, and probably take about a month or two to finish up a couple of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff to put in right now. My jump was to start putting in my systems, right? I was putting the storylines in here. There's like 24 storylines, right? So mission 20, you get about 24, you're good to go. I figured I want to get the systems, the procedural systems. This is what people like, the things that like the game loops and stuff. So enjoy, man. It's Starfighter General. Hope you enjoy jumping in. You can build up a base like Clash. You can get yourself leveled up in the story mode. Get yourself power in the game right now. I always like to power my guy up in something cool when it's coming up in the future. Also, if you buy me some virtual goods, maybe I don't get evicted from my house. I'm in real big financial dire straits right now. All right, but you can tell I know what I'm doing. It's enjoyable. One-man MMO, one of the most ambitious MMOs ever. It's multi-core. No games are really multi-core right now. I'll be able to beat EVE Online's players all at once in the game. I'll be able to have like, I don't know, let's see, 30,000 players at like 30 frames per second is probably easy to do. I get 30,000 players at 30 frames per second. EVE Online only gets like 6,000 at like half a frame per second, right? And this is action oriented. This is easy to pick up. EVE Online's hard to play. This is easy to pick up. Hey, enjoy. This is based off the old X-Wing versus TIE Fighter series. Since they didn't want to go MMO, I was say, hey guys, look, I'll do a spiritual successor to you. Enjoy. Finally, the devlog of a one-man MMO, the most complex MMO ever made by man. Most MMOs have a budget of hundreds of millions, and they have hundreds of employees. I'm basically a one-man team right here, showing my ability to code, design, and develop video games. General devlog, 5/28/25. ECS dots is freaking hard. So, in order for these to populate these graphics, there's a client server security authorization. Everybody knows client server security authorization is freaking tough, right? But this is also DOTS ECS, and in DOTS ECS, you can't load up immediately. You have to wait a cycle for it to load. It's like it's loading up the disk, right? But you can't assign it. I mean, so let me tell you all the factors. So we're looking at client server security, but also, these are load, like, buffer off the disk to save space, right? But then also, ECS dots has a slow instantiate load. Like, so you're looking at client server security for items. You load off a disk that takes asynchronous, and then you have ECS dots, which is freaking complicated. But then on top of it, has its own asynchronous. So, and there's different ways of displaying this in the game or on the skin inside the drop. So you're looking at like 5 levels of deep complexity for this stuff. And on top of that, I have a buffer ring, so I don't reload the things, right? Buffering for dropping, but I have a buffer ring for loading generics. So you're looking at 2 buffer load rings, client server security, ECS dots complication 0.51, and multiple load over time. So I'm pretty proud it's even working, dude. This is freaking tough stuff, man. That's my devlog right now. Finally, a call to action. Get in the game, get your servers going on, get your plan, get your power, get going. Let's go. It's Starfighter General on Steam. Starfighter General devlog of 5/28/25. as you can tell, the game is playable now. You can jump in, power yourself up. It's based on a very fun anthology of a game that everybody said was the best RPG they ever played. You'll find it is not boring ever. It's designed around endgame. It's one of the future MMOs that I've talked with other MMO developers in the industry, and they say, yeah, endgame is where MMO's at, right? You level yourself up. You always want to level yourself up, but you won't even notice you're leveling. You won't notice the grind because you're having so much fun. You see Cowboy Bebop? This game came before Cowboy Bebop. It's the same thing as intergalactic bounty hunting with comedy. You're so engrossed in the comedy, so engrossed in the fun that when you look over, your tick of your experience is really high up. You might have gained a couple levels, a bunch of equipment. You're never sitting there bored watching the bar grow, right? You are actually out there actively playing the game, and then the experience and stuff is just secondary, as it's supposed to be, right? So it's a really fun game. It's fun right now. You power up your base, you power up your guy, get ready for the future. Like I said, I've been ripped off by big tech. I've made successful games in the past. I've made multi-million-dollar, games that had multi-million plays, multi-million dollars. I made companies. I think I made a couple companies like over $5 million, right? But they would not pay me the contract, right? But if you pay Valve, you buy some virtual goods. Even if you don't need the virtual goods, buy a couple of virtual goods just like a tip. You would tip your barista, right? Man, I'm losing my house. I'm a 48-year-old man with student loans. I don't get paid for anything I do. It's really criminal out there. So if you help me, I help the development, keep the game going smooth, and look forward to you in the future. Enjoying the game, man. Download it now. Starfighter General on Steam. Start kicking butt and playing now. See if you can get through the 24 missions. They're not easy. Finally, a call to action. Get in the game. Get your service going on. Get your plan. Get your power. Get going. Let's go. It's Starfighter General on Steam.